Fraud. It's everywhere. Data is easier to steal and increasingly more valuable as criminal profiles move from opportunistic to sophisticated enterprises. But keeping out the bad guys and letting in your legitimate users is far from simple, and can result in poor customer outcomes and increased abandonment rates. So how best to blend security and smoother customer experience? We believe that the single most powerful tool in your fraud protection arsenal is passive continuous behaviour authentication. From the moment an application is opened, AimBehavior provides an invisible continuous measurement of a user's unique gestures and behaviours. These multiple gestures and behaviours are gathered and fed through our deep neural network to become a digital representation of an individual's characteristics, and the output stored as a template of a person's behaviour. With a few interactions, we can create a recognisable user template, and the greater the number of interactions, the higher the authentication accuracy. This accuracy is continually enhanced through a patented clustering technology, which allows for multiple templates for an individual user. So however they interact with a device, whilst on a train, walking or lying down for example, we can capture nuances to improve the precision with which we can recognise a user. What's more, AimBrain doesn't need to make any changes to an app's front end to collect this data. We don't add in additional steps such as boxes to tick or interstitial pages to swipe. This maintains a completely unchanged user interface, keeping things exactly the same for your customers. Once we have the data, we take the central point as our behavioural biometric template and use this as our reference point to base future assessments of the likelihood of the user's authenticity by measuring how near or far new requests are from this template. So when a new authentication request comes in, we compare it to the user's template in session and in real time, and send the organisation a risk-based score. But if the transaction is abnormal, or the behaviour falls outside of normal parameters and the score returned is too low, the organisation can stop the transaction or invoke another authentication step, such as a selfie or a password re-entry. This simple step protects against fraud before it happens. Our easily adjustable slider lets organisations set their own risk thresholds based on the type of regularity or sensitivity of a transaction. Thresholds are based on the organisation's requirements around security and usability. Adjusting the slider changes the risk thresholds of what an organisation is comfortable with based on a specific transaction. This ensures that the right amount of friction is applied to the situation, minimising the impact on legitimate users but keeping out the fraudsters. Finally, because not all customers are the same, we've built our technology using open source SDKs to integrate to any web or mobile application. So whatever the preference of your user, we can authenticate them across any device, keeping both them and your business protected against unauthorized access across any channel. Assesses continuously and invisibly to alert of potential fraud before it happens. Keeps the user experience consistent by gathering data without the need for any changes to the user interface. Can be used with AimBrain's facial or voice authentication modules to reduce costs to API calls, eliminating expensive SMS push notifications and one-time passcodes. Built with privacy by design, AimBehavior respects your customers and your business. Authenticate your users in a way that supports tomorrow's regulation as well as today's. Applies just the right amount of friction to keep customers happy whilst keeping fraudsters out. Simply smarter authentication with AimBehavior from AimBrain, part of the AimBrain Biometric Identity as a Service suite of products.